Good morning, children. Today we are starting the discussion of a new chapter, that is 20th chapter, locomotion movements, in class 11. Okay, this is the 20th chapter that is to be given the assignment for this week, and I have included a few concepts in the beginning, introductory concepts. And all organisms move, even plants and animals move. Animals move visibly from place to place. Various organs and body parts of the animals move, whereas plants do not move from place to place. Many plants, plants fixed with the roots in the soil cannot move, but they show internal body movements. So there are visible movements and invisible movements in organisms like plants and animals. Anyhow, today we are now coming to some visible movements. So the organisms move in different ways. There are three main categories of movements. Amoeboid movements. Amoeboid movements, when we hear the amoeboid movements, we come in our mind is amoeba. Amoeba moves by using pseudopodia. This pseudopodia is the body projections. And into these body projections you can see the streaming cytoplasm extend. For example, this is amoeba, and amoeba extend their body by streaming the cytoplasm, by pushing the cytoplasm, by extending the cytoplasm. That is called amoeboid movement. Whereas some cells like macrophages and phagocytes, leukocytes, macrophages, they can also change their shape. Macrophages and leukocytes can also change their shape. They can squeeze through the space in between the tissues. All these movements we can say, amoeboid movements. Now the second movement is called the ciliary movements. Ciliary movement is due to the presence of cilia. Cilia is there in paramecium. But internally there are many, ciliated columnar tissues. Epithelial tissues with the cilia, they show movements. For example, in the fallopian tube, the cilia moves. The cilia moves by pushing the substance along with it. Such movements are called ciliary movements. So ciliary movements can be shown by unicellular organisms like paramecium, whereas many internal body cells like ciliated columnar epithelium, ciliated cuboidal epithelium, all these epithelial cells which possess cilia shows various types of movements. Even our body internally inside the stomach, intestine, the villi shows certain movements. So all these movements are coming in this category, ciliary movements. Now muscular movements. Our muscle cells move, various internal organs. Body move from place to place. Internally, various organs move. When the food is swallowed, the alimentary canal moves. When the blood flows through the blood vessels move. They show in a movement, rhythmic movement. Heart shows rhythmic movements. All these movements are due to muscles. Muscles can contract and relax. Thereby they show certain types of movements. Such movements are called muscular movements. Clear? Yes. Now we are coming to the next types of muscles. You have studied in your previous chapters. There are three types of muscles. I will remind you some of the important features. Skeletal muscles are muscles which are unbranched muscles. Cylindrical in shape, unbranched and cylindrical in shape, but they are multinucleate. That is very, very important point. So skeletal muscles or striated muscles have light and dark striations. They have light and dark striations. Hence they are called striated muscles or banded muscles. They are connected to the bones. Hence they are called skeletal muscles. The striated muscles are also called skeletal muscles. They are voluntary in nature, voluntary working, voluntary muscles, because they are not under the control of willful control of our nervous system. Our nervous system not willfully controlling this. So the voluntary muscles Voluntary muscles are controlled. The skeletal muscles are called voluntary muscles. They are controlled by our nervous system and we can control them willfully. They are under the control of our nervous system. Okay, so we can say skeletal muscles are voluntary muscles. They are under the will and wish. They work on our control and will and wish, and they work according to our need with the help of nervous system. So they are unbranched multinucleated. Visceral or smooth muscles. Visceral muscles are muscles found in the hollow viscera. Viscera are the internal organs. So hollow visceral organs, for example, blood vessels, okay, fallopian tube, alimentary canal, all these are part of our viscera. And these muscles are unbranched and they are spindle shaped or fusiform shaped muscles. Spindle shaped or fusiform. They do not have striations. They are uninucleate and they are involuntary. The food passing through the alimentary canal. The blood flows through the blood vessels. The gametes move through the oviduct. Particularly ovum move through the oviduct. All these are involuntary in action and controlled by the smooth muscles. They are unbranched. They do not have striations and they are involuntary in function. They are beyond the control of our nervous system or beyond our control. Cardiac muscles. The most important feature of cardiac muscles is that they work 24 hours under rhythmic contraction of the cardiac muscles. These cardiac muscles are unique in having the intercalated disc. Between two muscles you can see an intercalated disc. Intercalated disc. That make these muscles work 24 hours. Okay? They are also involuntary muscles. That's all in this module. Thank you.